Widow. Mine.
Is over. The time of the
SENTRY.
has come.
It is that time once again, folks. Welcome, ladies and gents. It's patch note time. Patch 5.0.13, or 13 for you cool kids out there, has hit the PTR. In Taro Adun, they say. We are happy to push this patch to the PTR, which features a variety of map pool updates, as one may have surmised already, and balance. Hopefully balance updates, balance adjustments. We would like to thank our partners, community council, map makers, yes. Clap. Absolute. Map pool update. And we will, of course, be looking at the maps in more detail, you guys know. However, not going to be starting with that. That'll be a separate video here. We're going to take a look here. I just want to see the list. Golden Aura, Sight Delta, Oceanborn. Those are current. Update, please. Golden Aura, Sight Delta, Oceanborn. Post Youth is new. Amphion sounds new. Crimson Court, Dynasty. Oh, we still got Alcyone. Come on. And Ghost River. Ghost River, you say? Like, is it where ghosts go to relax? Is it full of ghosts? Is it what? We only allowed to make ghosts on the map? We'll take a look more at those. Ooh, Team Games get a map update too. Let's just see if I recognize any of these names. Oh, Emerald City sounds familiar. Overgrowth sounds familiar. Wasn't that a 1v1 map, though? What happened? Am I just misremembering here? 3v3. I recognize Black Site. Nope, that's it. And 4v4. Nope. Nope, I got nothing. I don't play 4v4. Alright, on to the good stuff here. The meat and potatoes, as one might refer to it. Balance update. General. Worker attack range. Oh, I like these little images we've got here. Can I just, yeah, one at a time here. I like the little GIF image we have here. All right. Worker attack range increased from 0.1 to 0.2. Worker inner radius collision with terrain and structures reduced from 0.375 to 0.3125. Workers slimming down, hitting the gym on that diet, and upping their attack range. You worker rushers out there, let me hear it. Let me hear the excitement. Oh yeah, Drone Rush is back. Probe shenanigans. Worker attack range. Okay then. Great. Reduced footprint size of Vespine geysers. Zerg rocks now lose hit points off creep. Zerg rocks. I'm gonna go with Zerg rocks, now slightly less rock, more Zerg. Okay? They're losing health off of the creep just like any other Zerg building. It really just wasn't fair. Because the Zerg rocks, they weren't losing health off of creep, and the spawning pool was, of course, very upset and jealous about this endeavor. So, unfortunately, at this time, the Zerg rocks will now have to obey such a law. Okay. Reduced footprint size of Vespine geysers is a little more intriguing to me. Like, we talking about, like, the model scale, or, like, you know, the off-gassing of the geysers, like, or do we not have to worry about the ozone on our maps now? Okay. I'm sorry, what? Mineral fields now all have 500 hit points. Can be killed by collapsible rock towers. As evident, as shown by our wonderful GIF here. Okay. Mineral fields now all have 500 health. Okay, I follow. Can be killed by collapsible rock towers. Okay, rude, but I follow. My question, they can't be killed by other things? Is it only collapsible rock towers, or have we got new avenues for harassing mineral lines? Can I just destroy my opponent's minerals? Okay, so my thought here, clearly, at least some of the maps are going to have collapsible rock towers over minerals. So you can harass your opponent's economy in a different fashion. You know, it's like a more of a pacifist style. I want to deny my opponent mining without having to actually fight my opponent. I can use the environment here, and that's intriguing to say the least. Okay. That's it for the general. Terran. Wake up, Terrans. Time to get mad. Here we go. Liberator. Advanced ballistics range bonus reduced from 3 to 2. Nerf. Get that Nerf gun out. Liberator's range base, I want to say it's about 10, but that's of course a little misleading because that's like the maximum point from where the Liberator is to the far end of its siege circle. Advanced ballistics up that to 13, which didn't, of course, increase the size of the circle. It just increased the distance the Liberator was from the circle. So it's more like Liberators are less safe now, which I suppose is a fine change. I mean, advanced ballistics, really helpful against ground toss, so we might see some changes there. Liberators might be now less devastating, for lack of a better term here. Up against Zerg, I mean, Ravagers already dealt with Liberators reasonably well. Corruptors or Vipers too, so I would expect to see this come into play more up against Protoss, because TVT Liberators, you have Vikings too. You have Vikings already, so does that make you mad, Terrans? I don't think it makes me mad. It just makes me curious. Widow Mine. Oh, we got a list here. And an image. Uh-oh. What happened to the Widow Mine? Alright, here we go. Invisibility while reloading now requires Drilling Claws upgrade instead of a constructed armory. RIP. Armory mine drop. Going to be rushing now for the Drilling Claws drop. Okay, so no more invisibility unless you have Drilling Claws. Splash damage radius reduced from 1.75 to 1.5. Oh, I can hear it now, the Terrans screaming in agony. Although I will say, this is one of those changes that feels good to me because it feels like it's tailored more towards, I say lower levels on the ladder. When I say lower levels, I mean like not Grandmaster, okay? Not Master 1, okay? I'm including myself in this category too, so please keep it to yourself. Don't get mad. Because Widow Mines, you know, when you miss it, it feels awful, okay? The Grandmasters, the Serrals, the Marus of the world out there, the Clems and the Byuns, okay? They're good. They're fine. They're pulling out the one Zergling out of the pack of 100 and getting the Widow Mine to only hit that Zergling. They're fine. They don't need this change. It's not going to affect them. Me, though, and my inability to control more than 12 units at a time, okay, this is going to make it so that now I might only lose 20 Banelings instead of 30 because of the radius change. Alright, so again, like, it's a little bit of a oof, ouch change, but also, okay, this is fair because, you know, Widow Mines are rude. Yeah. Okay. Now gives an attack alert to the enemy when burrowing in range of enemy units. What kind of attack alert, I wonder? Did they have to write a new voice line for this? Will we hear Zagara saying the widow mines are burrowing near your base, kind of thing, or the Protoss guy saying our probes are about to have to fight widow mines, kind of something like that, or is it just going to be simple, we're under attack? That's what I'm most curious about. I also think that's fair because, you know, widow mines, mine drops. Getting hit with all of these at the same time, actually, is what I'm feeling is the least fair part to the Terrans. Like, all of these changes, individually, I'm thinking, good, okay, that's fine. I think that's fair. But then we look at all 4 of them together, and I'm like, ouch. Rip, widow mines. Alright, the last one on the list here, increased visibility of targeting line and targeted unit. And that's what we're seeing in the image here, in the GIF. The Stalker, look at how he glows red when he gets targeted, okay? And the line itself, much more of a thick red beam. Alright. So that will be easier for me to identify the unit that I'm still failing to get out of the pack. Alright. Also, this Protoss clearly doesn't have Blink and deserves to lose that Stalker. Okay. Now that we've got that out of the way. Armory. Cost reduced from 150 to 100. Or, I'm sorry, 150, 100 to 150, 50. Okay. I think that's fair because we just made the armory less valuable. We made Widowmine invisibility require drilling claws. I should get my armory for cheaper. Good. Engineering bay. Infantry weapons and armor upgrades cost reduced from 100, 175, 250 to 100, 150, 200. Alright, to make things a little cheaper in the late game for you there, Terrans. Little less of an investment to get the +3 started there. Cyclone. Uh-oh. Weapon cooldown increased from 0.48 to 0.58. Okay. Slightly slower attack speed there. Lock on. Lock on now cooldown increased from 0 to 2.86. It can't just go back-to-back lock-ons anymore. Actually, a little bit of a cooldown. Okay. Damage bonus per weapon upgrade increased from 1 to 2. Try and make up for some of the... so it's attacking slower, but might hit harder with upgrades. Okay. Weapon now has turret tracking. Turns faster. Removed damage point. So no longer a delay before it starts shooting. Although it does now have a slower attack speed and a cooldown between the lock-ons. Okay. Health increased from 110 to 130. Tanky cyclone. Tank clones. The durable cyclone, alright. So increased health. Slower attack speed. Turret tracking, which sounds fancy. Okay. The weapon now has turret tracking, turns faster, so we'll pick up a new target quicker to then not be able to fire because we added the lock-on cooldown. Great. Alright. Raven. Interference matrix can no longer target units already targeted or affected by interference matrix. However, if you spam it out and you have 3 active in the air at once, I'm sure it will still use all 3. It just means that if something's already interfered with, if something's already been interfered with, then it cannot be targeted by another interference. Interesting. Like, is that to help the Terran from wasting interference matrices? Or is it to help the interferenced unit so that you have to wait until it's not interferenced to once again be oh god, my head. Alright, moving on. Zerg. Alright. Hatchery, lair, and hive creep spread radius increased from 12 to 13. Let loose the creep, I say. Infestor. Oh, that's it for Zerg, huh? Really? Let's get everything on the list here. Alright. Infestor fungal growth range increased from 9 to 10. Vision range while burrowed reduced from 10 to 8. Okay, too much dust. Too much dirt. It cannot see. Unburrow time increased from 0.36 to... Oh, okay. So 0.36 to 0.71 to 0.54 to 0.71. So random delay of the unburrow time is now slightly longer. It will never be as quick as 0.36 seconds again. RIP. Burrowed Infestor is now more visible while moving. Double RIP. Okay then. Well, I'm appreciative for the fungal growth range increase. The rest of these changes, though, how dare you? That's so rude. You make my... Infestors are hard enough to control, okay? The burrowed Infestor is now more visible while moving. I want to know what that looks like. Because it used to, like, kick up some dust as it would I don't know, swim through the dirt, swim through the ground. It would kick up a little dust and dirt. I want to know what that looks like now, more visible. Okay. Overlord. Don't touch my ovies. Transport Overlord morph time increased from 12.14 to 15 seconds. Dropper Lords, for those that haven't pieced that together yet. Takes a little bit longer to turn an Overlord into a Dropper Lord now. And Transport Overlord move speed increased from 1.1 to 1.28, 283 to 3 with pneumatized carapace. So, little longer to actually get the Dropper Lord. However, quicker movement speed. Okay then, Dropper Lord's not off the table. We'll be dropping our Infestors instead of burrow moving them. That got it. Great. That's it for Zerg. We don't even get any pictures. What? This is what I needed a picture of. Where is my image for burrowed Infestor now more visible while moving? I feel gypped. Why do Terrans get a picture? Fine. Protoss. Observer. Build time reduced from 21.43 to 17.86 seconds. Health and shields increased from 4020 to 4030. It got 10 extra life. And model size increased by 10%. Surveillance mode animation speed increased by 75%. Thick observer. Big and went to that buffet. Okay. But also lower build time, which sounds great. Less of a build time to get that observer out. However, still, I think you should let me build it from the Nexus. I don't like having to occupy my robo making observers instead of immortals. Okay, let me make let me make observers from the Nexus, but it requires the robo. You hear me? That's what I want. That's what I want to see. SENTRY. Damage increased from 6 to 6 plus 4 versus shields? What in the PvP SENTRY rush? Excuse me? Light attribute tag removed? Is the SENTRY now our adept counter? Is that what we're trying to do here? No longer taking extra damage, but also dishing out the extra pain versus shields? That leaves me with so many questions. I mean, my sentries just sit in the main base and make hallucinated Phoenix all day. Who doesn't? Who's letting their sentries out to deal damage like that? They're very delicate. They're scared creatures. Pylon. Sight range increased from 9 to 10. Your pylons can now see much farther, fam. Alright. No pictures either. Protoss. Zerg. Why no pictures? Oh wait, it must be because Zerg and Protoss don't need a picture book. Oh, Terran players got them. You guys needed a picture just to stay interested. Alright. Bug fixes and quality of life updates. We gonna go through all of these? Nah, probably not. Just, we'll skim it. Alright, skim it with me here. Siege tank something. Fixed an issue where siege tank animation would sometimes not play. Thank you, that's good. I demand my siege tanks to always play. Can we actually increase the volume of just siege tanks attack animation? I would greatly appreciate that. Can we just increase it by about 8,000% so that it startles me anytime a siege tank fires? I'm looking for realism. Reaper, something, ghost. Okay, tooltip, not showing, that's helpful. Alright. Activate generate creep on overlords. Now activates for all selected overlord types. Oh, now I gotta hit it twice? Ugh. Lurkers have more priority than Ravagers. Fixed an issue where Immortals would not fire while surrounded by units. Hey, they don't like crowds either. I knew I liked them. That's why they're an awesome unit. Immortal turret tracks, cloak field tooltips, various issues with recall. No longer includes units already being recalled. RIP, double recall. You know what you were doing. All recall abilities now cancel, Adept Shade, and Purification Nova. Feedback can no longer units with no energy. Are you a unit with no energy? Fear not, feedback can no longer. Tectonic destabilizers applies to flying buildings. Oh man, Terrans, you guys are really getting it this patch. Fixed an issue, Guardian Shield will not apply to units on different cliff level. Certain Vespines would not update visually. Okay. Fixed various issues with Rock's appearance. Would we give him a little dusting, a little touch-up polish? Yeah, go buff it. Oh yeah. Rock's looking fine now. And various issues with healing shrines. That's it. Alright. Let me know, guys. Comment away. Terrans, how mad are you? Zerg. You're probably slightly less mad, but how mad are you? Protoss. Do you guys even need anything to be mad about? Build type, I mean... Observer, buff. Okay, it's a little thicker. The surveillance mode animation speed, maybe. Like, does that mean it's slower? Increased? I feel like that means it's slower. So the observer siege up is probably slower. Get mad, Protoss. Let me know how mad you are. As always, everyone, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day.